there were some things we were told when we were young as we were growing up. I'm not sure whether they still hold any water, but they told us and they formed our conscience during that time. One of it is that we were told that heaven has only 12 chairs. And those chairs will never be filled. And sometimes we would look how many we were and we would wonder who will be among those who will sit in that chair. And this will make you want to be better than the rest so that you can be part of those who will be on that chair. The second one was, they told us that heaven will be, will be like a video show whereby your actions will be shown on a big screen. And people will see from when you were born up to the day you died, whatever you did, all the things you did. And this was so scaring that how will they be looking at the things, bad things. And this, as kids, it would make us want to do good, because you don't want in heaven people see those wrongs you are doing. And everybody will be watching them. But the last one, which scares me up to today, with my age, with whom I am, I still get scared, is that they say that when people die, they go to heaven. And when they are in heaven, they are able to look down in their families. They can still watch their families. And you see, I believe my mom is in heaven. And even today, when I think of doing something, I'm like, I hope I'm not scandalizing her. And she's looking at me, So up to today, I'm still afraid that she may see that I may be doing something which is wrong. And it informs me, and I don't want to do anything, which will make her angry, and she is watching on me. I don't know how true those things are. Maybe you can do your own research and see whether they are true or they were just meant to help us. Anyway, today we celebrate the 21st Sunday in ordinary time. And as I was preparing my homily, this phrase kept ringing and ringing into my mind. Lord, will only a few be saved? Jesus gave a very simple, smart, and of course an intelligent answer to this question. He says that try your best to enter by the narrow gate. He doesn't say yes or no. He says try your best to enter by the narrow gate. What does this mean to us today? This is a reminder to all of us that the invitation of this feast of the heavenly kingdom is for all of us. We are all invited. And we are meant to be there. But we are reminded, remember, it is not the popular way. It is not that which is attractive, which people want us to keep singing. That is not the way. The narrow gate is the way. Of course, many will follow the popular gate. But then you realize that this wasn't the gate. However, each one of us must struggle to be there. And by struggling to be there, we must do what the Lord has called us to do. We have to learn to stand by the truth. We have to learn to say the truth. We are told that this is the only way we are guaranteed a place in the feast of His kingdom. But then I heard also this kind of question. And the question is there love at the first sight? Is there something like that? Love at the first sight. Hello? I'm not comfortable with the way you are looking at me. And if, assuming there is love at the first sight, is it possible that there can be hate at the first sight? It sounds like a tongue twister, right? It is possible for us to be biased or prejudiced. Somebody told me it is not prejudice, it's prejudice. Prejudiced against someone. That is, we can meet someone, we like this person for a reason or for no reason. It's possible we can meet someone, you don't like this person, with your own reason or without. And the people of Israel, in the first reading, they had this kind of way of looking at people who are not Israelites. They thought that there were no people as good and faithful as themselves. But when they went to the exile, they were forced to admit that they were not the only upright people. They realized that the foreigners whom they despised were good, generous, and very kind people. And this changed their worldview. Like Israelites, it is possible for ourselves to be in such kind of, position where we despise people who really mean nothing bad to us. Or we feel that I am better than so and so. Or why does so and so occupy that position, maybe in the company where you work, and I am better than that person. Sometimes we have these kind of feelings. I am better than my boss, I always help them. But then you realize that this happens when we are disconnected to such people. You realize that you judge them according to what you feel from your own perspective. We are reminded we have to learn, like the Israelites, to get closer to the people we despise and know the other side. And that is what can make them or make us understand what it means. Let me use my own example. I have been here for 4 years, I believe that there are people who have never been very close to African people, right? Hello? And I know that maybe my stay here has formed a part of what now you can talk about the African people. Just the same with me. When I came here, I had my own prejudice. I had my own biasness because of what they used to say. Maybe, the Americans don't go to church, all those stories, And then when they were sending me here, I was like, no, why do you want me to go to preach to the pews? It was very hard for me. But today I'm here, I tell people at home, you see, our church, we have 6 masses, and they say, you are lying to us. Then I'm like, how can a priest lie? You have to believe, because I have been here, I have stayed with you, and today I know that if there are people who are very trustworthy to the Lord, are the American people. No one can move me an inch from that. A lot of people here have challenged my life. I thought, I look at them and I wonder even why am I a priest? I can't even reach half of their faith. Very strong in their faith. One way of entering through the narrow gate, we are told that is by making ourselves small, by being humble, kind, and welcoming. And we cannot, because this is the only way we can take away our biasness, reaching out to the people whom we think that we are better than, and try to know the other side. Jesus says that we cannot be his disciples unless we become servant of all. We have to learn to put God first in our lives. The letter to the Hebrews says something strange today. It says this: the Lord, for whom the Lord loves, he also disciplines and he scourges those who are his. How can the Lord show us his love? By disciplining us. Is it possible? Can we imagine it? But today we are being told we can imagine this. That maybe our sufferings, our tribulations, what maybe we are going through, maybe the Lord is telling us something. Maybe the Lord is communicating to us something in those suffering. But sometimes, humanly speaking, we will sit and start asking questions. God, why are you doing this to me? Sometimes even we get angry with him. And then I had this question. When you are driving, and maybe you are driving a little bit faster than the speed limit, then the sheriff stop you and give you a ticket, whom do you blame? Do you blame the sheriff? Do you blame yourself? Or you blame the car? Sometimes I blame the car because I say my car is a little bit faster than me. Anyway, whom do you blame? There comes a time we have to look deeper ourselves and ask, what would I have done to avoid this? And this is what we are being called to do today. In whatever is happening in our life, the joys, the tribulations, the suffering, we look back and ask God, Lord, where did I fail so that I can correct myself? Because there is nobody can come before the Lord and say, Lord, since when I was born, I've never sinned against you. Lord, I have lived very well. I've never done anything wrong. I don't think there is anyone who can do that. And therefore, if we can't do that, it also calls us at times to look into ourselves and ask, Lord, strengthen me so that I can face these sufferings. I can face these tribulations with courage, with strength, with understanding, and with the eyes of faith. Just like a parent will correct his children when they go wrong. And for the young people, I want you to understand today, when your parent corrects you, it doesn't mean they hate you. They want you to be responsible people. They want you to grow in understanding. And they want to be you to be their pride. There is nothing that gives a lot of joy than when a parent sees their children doing what is right. And we can struggle to do that. We can struggle as young people to make our parents proud of us. They may be telling us what we don't like, but please, they will never mislead us. They will never take us to a place where they think it's wrong. So it's also good to listen to them and heed their word. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.